Dear students, welcome to our class on maritime climate. Maritime climate, which is also known as uh, oceanic climate. According to Köppen's classification, this is a wonderful Köppen's classification is a wonderful classification in classifying the climates of the world. Okay, as we know, the Earth rotates around itself in 24 hours, and it makes one rotation. While rotating around itself, it makes one rotation around the Sun. How the seasons are formed, earlier we discussed how the insulation changes while Earth is rotating around itself and it is rotating around the Sun. Now, basically, climate is defined as generalized weather or summation of weather conditions over a given region during comparatively longer period. Longer period means minimum 30 years data we take. We generalize the weather or we sum up the weather and we define the climate. Now, as far as maritime climates are concerned, according to Köppen's classification, the climate that basically exists over the oceans or seas. The climate that exists over the oceans or seas. It's not only over the seas, it is also on the continent, on the land mass, because land is 1/3 and ocean is 2/3. So while Earth is rotating around itself, and while moving around the Sun, during the process, what happens is the atmosphere interacts with both land and oceans or seas. So the interaction among land, seas or oceans and atmosphere are the basic reasons, one of the basic reasons for climate of that particular areas or region or continent or whatever the area we decide, and temporal and spatial. Temporal and spatial changes in that particular climate occurs. Temporal and spatial. So slightly, okay, varies. Why it varies? Because of the interaction of land and oceans with the atmosphere. Because atmosphere is a colorless, odorless and tasteless physical mixture of gases enveloping the earth on all sides. So atmosphere is a gaseous envelope both on the land as also on the ocean. So here I would like to discuss with you, and we try to enlighten ourselves in this class on what are the basics of maritime climate. We, in the classes to come, we go for just a small introduction. Then what are the areas where the maritime climate exists? What are the causes for the maritime climate? See, the causes for the maritime climate are very interesting to know. See, land is there 1/3 of the earth, 2/3 is the water. Both over the land and over the ocean, there is atmosphere. Now, the land gets heated up quickly and cools down quickly as compared to water. So, almost double the heat capacity. The heat capacity of water is almost double as compared to rocks or soils. So, rocks or soil, that is the land, gets heated up quickly, cools down quickly, but water takes a lot of heat, okay, almost double the quantity of rocks and soil. Here, as water gets hotter slowly as compared to the land always produces low pressure as compared to water. Okay, so the pressure gradient is usually from water areas to land areas, usually. Okay, now what is the maritime climate? So water acts as a moderator. Water in the oceans or seas acts as the moderator of particularly heat, or you can say temperature. Now, so the areas of maritime climate have basically uh, relatively less severe summers and cool winters, not cold winters. In other words, warm winters, cool summers. Warm winters, cool summers is the basic characteristic feature of maritime climate according to Köppen. This bit will come. Again, I will tell. Warmer winters, cooler summers. Now, third point is also added. What is the third point? The temperature variation, both spatial and temporal. Temperature variation in a year among the seasons. In Indian condition, we call it as the Kharif, Rabi, summer. Global, winter, spring, autumn, summer, these are the basic seasons. So, the seasonal variation of temperature in the maritime climates is relatively less. Okay, now to sum it up, like the causes, the cause is the heat capacity. How heat capacity? Soil and rocks have lesser heat capacity as compared to water. What is heat capacity? The amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water to 1 degree centigrade. So in joules also I have given the number 48 joules per kg per, like that, several things, several times I don't. Now heat capacity is the determining factor, that is the cause. So maritime climates are determined by less severe summers or cool summers, warmer winters, and the temperature variations less. These are the causes in this one. As far as precipitation is concerned, most of the precipitation in the maritime climates are in the form of rain. Exceptionally, snow is there. Okay, maritime climates gives precipitation in the form of rain. As we know, the precipitations, liquid forms of precipitation, rain, drizzle, shower. Solid forms of precipitation, snow and hail. Mixed forms, sleet, glaze. Okay, so most of the precipitation occurs in the maritime climates is in the form of rain. And finally, the temperature, as I said, water in the seas or oceans play moderating effects. That's why the temperature variations among the seasons, whether it is winter, whether it is spring, whether it is autumn, whether it is summer, the seasonal variations are less. So this is the introduction with as far as our class is concerned. Now, maritime climates are also known as, in some bits you will get it, maritime climates are also known as oceanic climate or marine climate. Oceanic climate or marine climate. Now, so this is the Köppen's classification of climate. Maritime climate is the Köppen's classification of climate. Typical of it is a typical of west coast in higher middle latitudes of the continents. Equator is the middle latitudes of the continents. Okay, this maritime climates exist. Now, as far as the countries are concerned, Western Europe, parts of Central and Southern Africa, North and South America, parts of Asia and Oceania. That means New Zealand, Australia. Once again, I repeat. Parts of Central and Southern Africa, Western Europe, North and South America, parts of Asia and Oceania. So these are the areas where maritime climate you find. The general features are, this bit will come, this bit will come, this bit will come. The general features of maritime climates are mild summers or less severe summers, cool but not cold winters, okay, temperature variations less. So this is the a general feature of the maritime climates. Now, as far as another important thing with respect to maritime climates is concerned, okay, these maritime climate features, in the coastal regions, okay, the coastal regions experience the effect of the ocean generally, in general. Okay, now see, maritime climate and coastal climate, slight difference is coastal climate is a part of the maritime climate, is a component. In other words, coastal climate is a component of maritime climate. Now, so very interesting point. I will two important points I would like to discuss with you. Wonderful points. Because of its massive size, the ocean doesn't heat up as fast as rock and soil in the summer, which gives these regions cooler temperatures. Once again, I will repeat the statement, excellent statement. This will come in the exam. A, this statement. B, another statement I have done. A statement is because of its massive size. Its massive size means, Earth is elliptical in shape, and the lithosphere, the land portion is 1/3, 2/3 is the water. Because of its massive size of the oceans, the oceans doesn't heat up as fast as land or rock in the summer, which gives these regions cooler temperatures. Which regions have cooler temperatures? These, moderating effect of oceans. The moderating effect of the oceans causes less severe or cooler summers in certain areas. Those are the maritime climate areas. Once again, I would like to say, because of the large oceans as compared to the land area on the globe, the moderating effect of these oceans in the maritime climate areas, which I said, North and South America, like that, in those areas, less severe summers are there in the middle latitudes. This is the thing. Another important point is, once the ocean does heat up, once the ocean gets heated up, what will happen by the end of summer? It provides the coast with more heat during the colder months. During the summer months, it takes a lot of heat. During the winter months, it gives up that heat, so that the winters are warmer in the maritime climate. So, A statement, B statement. Questions will be asked. A is correct, B is wrong. Both A and B are correct. Both A and B are wrong. Part of A is correct, part of, so like that questions will come. That's why I am telling these points. Once again, for your academic interest, because of its massive size, the ocean doesn't heat up as fast as the rock and the soil because of the heat capacity, okay? Because the more area has to get heated up, because land area is only 1/3, okay? And in the summer, okay, it gives these regions cooler temperatures. Oceans give cooler temperatures to maritime climate areas on the globe. Second point is, once the ocean gets heated up, okay, by the end of summer, it provides the coast with more heat during the colder months. October, November, December, January, like that. So this is the thing. So in addition to the warmth during the cold months, most maritime climates feature Gulf streams. Gulf streams, play an important role with reference to maritime climates. So most maritime climates are also very, very, very humid. So they are the areas. See, as far as based on the precipitation, 3 regions are there on the globe: humid, semi-arid, and arid. Humid, okay, precipitation is more. Semi-arid, where evapotranspiration is more than the precipitation. Arid regions are those where the plants won't get enough water even for their growth and development. That is the thing, That's the desert areas. Semi-arid areas are also known as semi-desert areas. Okay? Arid areas are known as the desert climates. So that's why. Now, here. So, maritime climates are also very humid. This is very interesting point. And get a lot of both precipitations, and condensed forms of water vapor in the maritime areas, in the maritime locations on the globe, North and South America parts. okay, southern parts and then middle part of Africa and oceanic, Southeast Asia, Oceania, that is New Zealand, Australia, all these areas, they get constant and regular precipitation. The constant and good precipitation because the maritime climates have more water vapor. Here, very, very interesting point is more of the water vapor is there in the maritime climates. Another thing is that maritime climate that forms in the conditions where the ocean is a dominant influence on the atmosphere. Maritime climate. It is decided by, maritime climate is driven by, okay, the atmosphere existing over the oceans or seas. That's what I told first statement. Now, here another important point is, but it also extends to continental regions. This bit will come. Maritime. Okay, good. Not only to sea and ocean, it also extended to continental areas through jet streams. So this is a very interesting thing, and they are subjected to frequent fluctuations by maritime air masses. Therefore, the term maritime climate is applied to some land areas. So this is the reason some land areas also have maritime climate. A maritime climate is characterized by comparatively small variations in yearly daily temperature. Small variation. Winter, spring, okay, this autumn, and you can say summer. So otherwise, winter, summer, winter, and you can say that summer, winter, and rainy season. Rainy season, Kharif season, Rabi season, and summer season. Like this, variations in the temperatures of daily temperatures are not that much. Now, this is the characteristic feature. First one, mild summers. Warmer winters, little variations in the seasonal temperatures. So these are the basic characteristics of maritime climate. Now, so because water masses heat and cool, water masses heat and cool more slowly than the land. August month is the warmest month over the oceans. In the oceans or seas, you will find August as the warmest month. February as the coldest month over the oceans or seas. Why? Because water masses heat and cool more slowly as compared to the land. So warmest month over the seas or oceans, August. Coolest month, is February. It's not January or it's not December. Now, see, as far as the northern hemisphere is concerned, exactly reverse. Exactly reverse means, August is the coldest month. February is the warmest month in the southern hemisphere. So, northern hemisphere is called a land hemisphere. In the land hemisphere, warmest month over the oceans is August. Coldest month is February. Reverse in the southern hemisphere. So, that's what. Now, so the air above the oceans is distinguished by a low dust content. Air over the oceans is characterized by low dust content, but more and more of sea salt particles are there. So winds are usually, this is another most important bit. Winds are usually stronger, and more constant over the oceanic areas as compared to land areas. Winds are more stronger, and constant over the oceanic areas as compared to land areas. Summer breezes are frequent in the coastal regions. Now, here, just for a couple of minutes, I would like to discuss with you what are the major differences between the maritime and coastal climate. As I said, in the basic course also, land and sea breezes are there. Sea breezes occurs during the daytime. Why? Because the sea gets heated up slowly as compared to adjacent land. So, adjacent land by 2 o'clock in the tropical areas becomes very, very hot. So, there is a low pressure over the land in a day. By that time, the water still goes on getting warmed up. When the water in the sea or adjacent ocean becomes so hottest, of the day after 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. So, by 2 in the afternoon, the land mass gets much heated, warmed up, and a low pressure is developed. Therefore, the pressure gradient is from sea to land. Reverse after the sunset. So, the warm area is there over the water and there is a high pressure over the land. So, from the land to ocean, so the breeze occurs. Here, the sea breezes are more stronger as compared to land breezes. This is the reason, because the wind pattern, it is a constant, it is a stronger wind pattern over the seas as compared to the land. This is what I would like to share with you. Now, so these two, maritime and continental climates, differ mostly in the temperature. Maritime climates has fewer changes in the temperature, while the continental, that I discuss in the next class, just for your academic interest, for comparison I am telling. Now, see, why do coastal areas have a maritime climate? Here, very interesting point. Last point I would like to discuss as far as this maritime climate is concerned is that why do coastal areas have maritime climate? That's what I told. Second point in this class beginning. Coastal climates are a component of maritime climate. No, not all coastal climates are maritime climate. Coastal climates are a component of maritime climate. What is the basic characteristic features of maritime climate? Okay, if you take an year, mild summers, warmer winters, little variation in the temperature among the seasons. This is the basic characteristic feature of maritime climate. Now the coastal climate. Now why coastal areas have a maritime climate? Number one, maritime climates are seen near the water sources, as I said, like sea and ocean. Water bodies tend to retain their heat during the winter, which causes temperature near the coastal areas to be warm in the winter. So, why winters are relatively warmer in the coastal areas? Because the heat that is retained by sea or ocean, okay, it is released during the winter. So, the coldest month is February over the ocean or sea. So these are the things that I would like to share with you as far as maritime climates are concerned. As far as continental climate in the next class, I would like to share with you little more information on the maritime climate, and we also discuss microthermal and megathermal climates. Thanking you very much for your very patient hearing.